What's up, y'all? I'm Nate G219, and this is to help it back and better. Y'all know what it is. Another one coming at you. First, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that channel if y'all want to help out. Today is September 26th, and it's about 5 o'clock. And I can't say that's all irrelevance. The only irrelevance is the time. Today's a sad day for myself and most people in my family. Today would have been my mother's 77th birthday. She was born September 26th of 1948. And I lost my mother, along with my son lost my mother, his Deanie. Her name was Claudine. And we lost her very sudden to a heart attack on December 28th. Is well, the 29th is what the certificate says, but she was gone before she left the house, which was on December 28th. So 10 years ago today, I was sitting in Indiana State Prison. And I was told about a month prior to that I was going home, and I was going home on September 24th. So would have been the day before yesterday, would have been 10 years ago I came home. But because of a clerical error, you know, I had all my things packed, I had all my good things given away. Because of a clerical error, my release date then became September 28th. And I know 4 days is very minute, especially when you're in prison and you've done some time. But in those 4 days, you can lose your life. Anything can happen in 4 days. Anything can happen in 4 hours behind the walls. Time out. Time in. But, so, September 26th of 2015 was my mother's last birthday. And because of having the clerical error, I missed it. And that's not the only thing I missed. I also missed a good friend of mine's grandfather's birthday, or funeral, sorry. But I was sitting in prison 10 years ago today, when I could have been spending time with my mother. Because of stupid choices I made, because of being addicted to heroin. The one thing I am grateful about is that I did get to come home and see my mother. I did get to come home. September 28th, I came home. 90 days to the day I lost her in my arms to a sudden heart attack. And I'm touching on this because it's a very, very, for one, hard subject. I was a mama's boy. I am a mama's boy. I'm an only child, and my mother was my heart. She is my heart. My daughter is named partially after her. And today, my son, he was having a hard time too. I mean, this will be 10 years this year. And, you know, I've blamed myself. I've been blamed by family members because of my addiction that it killed her. And do I know that I didn't physically kill my mother? Yes. But because of certain things that were said, whether they were in the heat of a moment or out of anger, or they weren't meant to be said, they were said. And they were said because those people believed it. And one of those people is the closest person family-wise to me, and I love that person very much, but never will I forget being told that I'm the fault of my mother's death. So, like I said, I lost her. Today was 10 years ago, was her last birthday. And I missed all that. I missed her last birthday. I missed the 3 prior birthdays. I was in prison. I went to jail in October of 2012, and then came home end of September 2015, and then went right back after we lost her. Because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to face life at all. I wanted to go with her. And, you know, what I wouldn't do to have another conversation with my mother, or what I wouldn't do to have her look and see where my life has become, because 10 years ago today, I was in a maximum security prison. I had been there for an addiction to heroin. I let my mother down, and every day of my life, I beat myself up for it. Every day. Not a day goes by, and that's not an exaggeration. I beat myself up over it. I'd done things that most sons should never do, all because of addiction. She never stopped loving me, caring for me, having my best interest. She was never wrong. Not about anything major anyways. She couldn't cook worth a shit, but I'd still love one of her meals. She could sure bake some cookies and some pies though, and man, one of my mama's pecan pies. Ooh, ooh-wee, heaven. Where I know she's at also. But you know, because of an addiction, I was gone for so many years, and that was just in a row that time. I had been to jail so many times that when I called home from jail, my mother was relieved to know that I was safe. And no, I'm in jail, I'm not safe. I'm in prison, I'm not safe. But she knows I'm not dead from an overdose on the streets, at least. She doesn't know the type of crap that went on in there. She never knew that. But she knew I went to one of the worst prisons in the state. At that time, probably was the worst prison. Indiana State Prison, Michigan City, where X row is held, aka death row. For you guys that don't know Indiana lingo, X row is held there. I went to prison for middlemaning a $20 bag of heroin for my own addiction. So to benefit my own addiction, so I can get high for free and get a couple dollars for gas, I was arrested, and when I was arraigned, the judge said, you are facing between 6 and 110 years. And the 110 years came in if they were to add enhancements because of habitual felonies. It was my 4th felony, although none of them were drug related. There was 2 OWIs, two OWI felonies, and in 2001, or in 1999, I had been arrested for a firearm on school property. Somebody had called Crime Stoppers on me. It was unloaded. This was no Columbine crap, but they were sure acting like that. They brought the helicopter in and all that crap. Wasn't any of that. Somebody told on me, got $50, got me busted, got me some probation, screwed up the probation, ended up in jail for like 5 months, and that was over September 11th. I went to jail from like April or May to September 13th of 2001. And that's a whole different story. I can get into that. That's a good story actually, because I was in county jail during the September 11th attacks. But this time, all the times added together, I probably spent 5-6 years incarcerated, all away from my mother, except for 10 and a half months. Except for 1 year. I spent about 5-6 years away from my mother. The other year was after she was passed on. And I hurt so many people because of my selfish addiction. I mean, it's so sad. So before you go out and party, think about the choices you make, guys. Think about the consequences to the choices you do make. You think it's fun to gangbang? Oh, it's fun sometimes until the consequences come. You get caught toting that pistol. You get caught slanging that dope. None of it's worth it. Or you start with that dealer's habit like I did. Next thing you know, you got a needle in your arm driving down the road because the strippers, hey, it's a better way to get high. They weren't lying, but it ruined so much. I missed so much of my mother's life, the last years of my mother's life, because of my selfish addiction. So wake up, people. Never forget life's choices. But if you like today's story, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that channel if you want to help out. Always remember, guys, if they ain't hating it, you ain't making it. Peace.